Today we're going to learn a simple but effective way for approximating square roots to the nearest integer and then to the nearest tenth. In the first problem, we're looking at the square root of 40, and we want to approximate what integer that is closest to. So our first step will be to find the perfect square before 40 and the perfect square after 40. Having a double number line like this can be helpful. I've got my integers on the top and I have their matching perfect squares on the bottom. We can see that if we were to use the number line, 40 would be somewhere here between 36 and 49. So the perfect square immediately before 40 is 36. The perfect square immediately afterwards is 49, and I'm going to mark those down. Now we're asking ourselves, which value is 40 closer to? Well, 40 is only 4 units away from 36, but it's 9 units away from 49, so it's closer to 36. Finally, we're going to answer the question now, which was to approximate the square root of 40 to the nearest integer. If 36 is our perfect square, we would take the square root of that to get the integer, which is 6. In this example, we're now going to approximate the square root of 40 to the nearest tenth. We already said that it was about 6 when we approximated it to the nearest integer. So these next steps here will help get us that decimal part. To find the decimal, we're going to use this little formula for the approximation of it. We start with the number that is inside the square root, which in this case is 40. And we're going to subtract from it the closest square to 40. We said that that was 36. In the denominator, we're going to take the square root that was larger than 40. In this case, it was 49. And we're again going to subtract the smaller one of 36. Now we can simplify this. 40 minus 36 is 4. And 49 minus 36 is 13. So now I have my calculator ready to go. I'm going to do 4 divided by 13, which is 0.307. But we were asked to round this or approximate it to the nearest tenth. I don't need all of those decimals there. So the way I remembered this from when I was younger is I find my place, which is the tenths place. Find my place, look next door. If that number is 5 or greater, I'll add one more. If it's 4 or less, I'll let it rest. Well, 0 is 4 or less, so I'm going to let the 3 rest, and that gives me 0.3. And finally, my answer is going to be 6.3. 6 was the nearest integer that the square root of 40 was close to, and this would be the decimal part. We can try to confirm our answer with the calculator. I'm going to do the square root of 40, which is 6.324, and so on, which we can see rounds to 6.3. So that's how we take care of the approximations. Pretty simple method to do it.